These two were a part of Birdtober this year, so that was where I was painting on buildings in downtown McKinney. But these ones were special because they were going on buildings that had like brick that I couldn't paint on. So instead, I did a painting of them. We photographed them and then had them printed on metal signs, which I actually have one. So we went from a painting and then printed it on these metal signs. It has the UV coating on it, and so it won't fade. It's just like a sign that a business would use for their signage, but instead I put art on it. And so I actually loved it so much I bought one for myself. I don't know if I'll keep it or if I'll try to sell it, but I just thought it was a really cool way to make my art. So we have spray paint, and this is the Montana Gold, and then there's also Montana Black. I got these at Jerry's Artorama, which is probably one of the closest places that I can get spray paint from. Places like Michael has like a very slim selection. I have found that spray paints are hard to find what you need, and then if you run out of something, sometimes it's really hard to get it. So the last mural that I did with spray paint was the owls, and so that was the first time I did the whole thing in spray paint, and it just went by super fast. I was really starting to learn the technique of holding the cans and getting the marks that I wanted. So I'm sure my collection of spray paints will build over time, and I'll create a color sheet like this for a mural using Color Snap with Sherwin-Williams. And so I'll have a design, and then I can pull out the colors that I can actually get paint in, because the colors on the computer and what you can actually make paint in are very, very different. And then sometimes I'll make notes on here if I change it out for a different one like that I might have already that's close. So I try to reuse as much as I can. I usually use short, kind of quick strokes, and I kind of follow the body and how the wings would, or the feathers would mold around the body. So like these strokes would be long and smooth, and then on the chest they would be kind of those shorter feathers. Fingers make great erasers. That's probably something I've learned. I smudge out things all the time. Like with this one, I started with the white because on top of this dark blue paper, that helps the red really pop on this. If I were to just do the red over this kind of like nail polish, it'll, you have to do several layers. And so the white helps it be really nice and opaque. And then it also helps the chroma and like it's really pop. And then I started with the yellow, because the yellow kind of shows through the red underneath. So I'm layering these colors. And then, I go in with my darks kind of last. So then you really start to build up these values and making it look like it's popping out of the canvas and like a real bird. I've always taught classes. I love sharing information with other artists. And so My Fairy Art Mother is about mentoring other artists. And so Beth and I's relationship started kind of like that. She was watching me and seeing what I was doing. She would ask me questions. We became friends. We did an art show together. So we went through that process. And then one year we decided to write a book together. I really enjoyed making that book. And I think it's really going to help a lot of artists. I hope to get it out there for other people to enjoy. And especially in here, I think we'll have a big community that will support the book. But it's definitely being a mentor to other artists is something that's really important to me.